So once again, good evening. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. I'm Christina, an assistant within the Division of Professional Studies, and welcome to the UMBC Health Information Technology Virtual Open House. So we hope you enjoy the presentation. And without any further ado, I want to introduce you to our graduate program director, Erin Van Dyke.
Thank you so much, Christina. And thank you everyone for being here. I appreciate you taking the time today to be able to be here to hear about the program. And I look forward to having our Q&A at the end where I can answer some of your questions and share my contact information so that you can certainly reach out to me if you have any questions after today's event. So to give you a bit of an overview of what we're going to be discussing today, I'm going to be discussing a little bit about my general role, some of the fantastic faculty that we have here in the program, a general sense about why health IT, why specifically what it is that draws people to this particular career path, looking at the health IT MPS program here at UMBC, and then finally discussing the application process and what you can expect. So a little bit about myself, and the reason I wanted to touch on this is one of the things that I think is fantastic about this particular program is it is a program of practitioners. We're able to bring our various experiences from working in the health IT industry and apply this into the classroom, to the curriculum, so that in addition to learning about the theory of health IT, we're actually putting it into practice and applying real-world scenarios based upon our lived experience, both in the past and the present in industry. So speaking personally, as the graduate program director, I am also the academic advisor for all students within our program. I come from both an area of research, so for example, researching the evaluation of health IT usability, the identification and assessment of information system competencies for clinicians, for example, within nursing, for various different staff at the bedside. And looking at facilitators and barriers to adopting health IT within clinical practice, trying to understand what are some of those various different aspects we need to better understand in order to try to make that implementation of technology easier. In addition to my research, I have also worked as part of the Department of Nursing at Johns Hopkins Hospital and Health System. During this time, I was able to be part of and coordinated and studied the implementation of 2 hospital-wide electronic health record systems. This was a fantastic experience. Being able to bring this experience once again into the classroom and be able to share this as we talk about some of the various different aspects of health IT and technologies. And in addition, led the assessment and evaluation of leadership development for the Department of Nursing, which included the oversight and management of educational and clinical programs and teaching and mentoring, which of course I obviously bring into my role both as an instructor in the classroom in our courses, but also as a mentor in the graduate program director role. And so in addition to myself, we have a fantastic team of faculty who bring in numerous years of experience from the health IT field. They're prominent instructors within health IT who are both within the government field, who are from the who work within industry, private companies, within the government. And we also have members of the Information Systems Department of faculty members who are able to bring their expertise and experience into our program. And so we greatly appreciate the expertise that they bring in as well. Now, while we are an applied program and a practice program, because of our connection to the Information Systems Department and other colleagues here within UMBC, which of course is a fantastic research-based university, we do have connections to other cutting-edge research that is funded by NSF, and as well as the Department of Health and Human Services. A couple of examples of different research that has taken place here at UMBC includes those that have occurred at the Health IT Lab, where we have looked at health IT to improve healthcare processes, both within the home care setting and hospice. Working with the Baltimore Veterans Affairs Hospital, looking at predictive modeling. And the Maryland Department of Health and the Hilltop Institute, which is looking at the fair allocation of healthcare resources. Another aspect of our program that I greatly appreciate is the fact that we ensure that our current courses and the kinds of skills and competencies that our students are learning are in alignment with the current industry priorities. And we do this by working with our advisory board, members who are in places of leadership within health IT, to be able to make sure that we have our finger on the pulse of what is most important right now within health IT, what are the leading issues that people who are new into the field need to understand to be able to lead in this area. And so what I present to you here are some of the areas that we're aware of right now that are certainly areas that those who are hiring in the field are aware of. It's part of their key priorities within their industries that they're aware of. And so different kinds of projects that you're going to see, and different kinds of research as well surrounding health IT. And as you can see, this spans a wide variety and really encompasses the incredible breadth of health IT, ranging from obviously pandemic preparedness in response to what has been the last several years. And this can address everything from looking at real-time analytics to being able to support clinicians, and for example, in being able to address issues such as clinician burnout. We're wanting to make sure that we're aligning our health IT priorities with the various safety measures and to ensure that that aligns with policy, expanding telemedicine, increasing our storage and capacity. Wanting to make sure that we apply the concepts of big data, protecting sensitive data from cyber attacks, being able to support clinicians, once again going back to the concept of burnout, but recognizing with that now our clinicians, in addition to the burden and the stress that accompanies patient care, having to recognize that they're managing multiple different technologies and applications as part of the patient care process. So what can we do in our development of new technologies, our implementation of new technologies, to do this in a way that is supportive of the clinical process? And then finally, advancements in artificial intelligence for decision support, which is a very exciting area where we're seeing a lot of great development, and I'm very excited to see where we continue to develop in this area. Now, one question that comes up a lot in our program is the Health IT MPS. Who exactly is this program for? Is it specific to clinicians? Is it specific to those with the technology program? And one thing I think is great is that it really is a program that's based on being able to meet students where they are. Typically, I find that we have students who will sometimes come from those who are more of a clinical background, but are wanting to be able to develop technology competencies where they can leverage those clinical strengths and be able to apply it in the health IT space. Likewise, we have students who come in from a technology space, but are wanting to be able to leverage those experiences and strengths and be able to come into the health IT space and be able to apply it in this domain within healthcare. And with this, as you can see, being able to meet students where they are from various different types of positions, whether they are clinicians, whether they actually come from electronic health record companies, IT professionals, researchers, systems analysts. We've worked with executives, leaders, and managers of hospitals and health systems, those who work within procurement and contracts, health policy professionals, aspiring health IT entrepreneurs. And really, when it comes down to it, wanting to recognize that ultimately those who are passionate and dedicated visionaries who are dedicated to improving human health, all of us working together to be able to utilize this technology to improve healthcare is really that common shared goal that we all have. So, of course, when we're looking at the various different aspects of health IT and within here in our program, we're wanting to as well make sure that we are preparing our students for a career after they leave the program. With this, we work hand in hand with our fantastic Career Center, who keeps our students up to date on various different positions that are available, both while they are currently students in terms of internships, hired for paid positions, and positions that are become available after graduation. And with that, again, via our advisory board, keeping people up to date about various different positions that become available as well. Because one of the great things about health IT is that it is a growing profession, one that is very varied in the sense that there are various different pathways that you can go down within health IT, which presents a lot of opportunity for someone coming to within this field. So as you can see, different types of health IT jobs can vary depending upon whether that's going to be the actual development and maintenance of health IT systems, and even within that, determining what kind of setting that can be. It can be within the clinical setting, ambulatory care, or even home and hospice. We have consumer health IT, management and legal consulting, and then finally local, state, and federal governments, as well as various other positions as well. And part of being a student in our program also means working with myself as your academic advisor and GPD to talk about your career path, your respective experiences, the strengths you bring, and what particular career path you might make the most sense for you, and then therefore what particular electives would best suit your career path and plan as you move forward into your pathway. Now, when thinking about why the Health IT program at UMBC specifically, well, there's several reasons. One, UMBC is uniquely positioned to be able to provide excellent education here at within Health IT. This includes the fact that we have an excellent reputation in IT education. This can be seen in terms of our education and accomplishments within computer sciences, electrical engineering, and information systems, of which we are a larger part of. The proximity to large medical centers and schools, which include, of course, Johns Hopkins Hospital and University, the University of Maryland Medical Center, and the Baltimore and DC VA medical centers, and as well as our proximity to government agencies that we've worked with, including the Maryland Department of Health, National Institute of Health, and Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. The other benefit that I often hear in feedback from our students is that our program is flexible and sensitive to working professionals and work-life balance. And what this looks like is classes that are available on weekday evenings, and as well as hybrid course options. A hybrid course being that in which case in which part of the course is available to students online, and in which case you're only having to come on campus during certain days during the term. Another question that tends to come up for new students is about the student experience. What kinds of things might you expect being a new student in the program? Well, as previously mentioned, you can expect courses that are taught by current practitioners, those who are going to be able to draw on their past and current experiences and be able to provide this as part of an interdisciplinary education experience. You can expect flexible schedules, which can also be seen both by having courses that are online, hybrid, and also having assignments that are intended to be able to be flexible for the working professionals, such as group projects. Having a curriculum that is informed by industry advisors to be able to teach the skills that are in demand within our field. And this includes having multidisciplinary experiences to be able to ensure that you have those skills and competencies necessary to be able to be successful in our field. Having individual career counseling and mentoring. And then students are encouraged to be able to participate in UMBC's Health IT research, external internships, and to attend guest lectures that occur within the department and within the university abroad. Next, I just wanted to give you a sense of what kind of courses you can expect within the Health IT program. So in order to achieve the MPS program in Health IT, you would need to complete 10 courses total for a total of 30 credits. As you can see at the very top here, we have the 6 required core courses. These are all mandatory, so every student will need to complete these, including Health IT 1 and 2, which provides a general overview of all the various domains that occur within Health IT, talking about the various theory and practices within. Health IT law and ethics, policy and administration, health data analytics, and then finally culminating towards the end of your pathway here with the capstone project, which is a chance for you to be able to focus on a topic of your choosing and be able to use this to propel you into your career moving forward. In addition to those 6 courses, you have your final 4 courses, which are going to be your elective courses. And we purposely make this as flexible as possible to allow our students to be able to tailor their experience to the particular pathway that they're wanting to go down. Again, recognizing the fact that Health IT is so multidimensional that there are so many different pathways that students can potentially go down. And we want to make sure that this experience is supportive of that experience. These courses can include public health informatics, process and quality improvement, introduction to healthcare databases, project management fundamentals. We have database program development, SAS. And in addition, we also have other graduate courses within other programs that we partner with that can also be taken with approval of the GPD. So this is all part of the larger mentoring relationship, where I work with our students to be able to determine what electives are going to be most beneficial to that student based upon their particular professional and academic goals. One other aspect of our program I also like to mention is our accelerated BA and MPS program. So with this, an undergraduate degree in information systems, computer engineering, and all of the others listed here, or a degree related in some professional practice or healthcare management would be recommended for a student that would be part of this program. In this case, a student who would fit this profile, the student would be encouraged to apply during their junior year. And the benefit of this program is that they would be able to take up to 3 graduate courses that could be taken to count dually for both the undergraduate and the graduate degree. When applying for this, a statement of purpose is necessary, and there is a minimum undergraduate GPA of 3.0 on a 4.0 scale. If you or someone you know is interested in the accelerated program, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'll have my email at the end. But I always like to mention this program because it can be a fantastic opportunity for those who are in their undergraduate career and are looking for an opportunity to be able to accelerate into their master's. Next, I just wanted to go over a few important policies and designations just to be aware of. So we have our enrollment classifications within UMBC. So if you are a full-time student, to know that that equals 9 credits of full-time, which in our program is going to be the equivalent of 3 courses. Part-time will be 1 to 8 courses, which is going to be 1 or 2 classes within the program. There's the concept of continuous registration, which simply means that you're enrolled every semester in the academic year, which we consider to be fall and spring. Now, one question that does come up from time to time is, do we have summer classes? And the answer is yes. We actually have been within the last, this is our 2nd summer now, have been having a fairly consistent summer offerings. And we will continue to do so long as there is student interest in this. But this is considered to be outside of the standard academic year and is simply an opportunity for students to pick up these courses and to accelerate their graduation timeline if they so choose. We also have the option of a leave of absence, in which case there is a process in place. You just simply reach out to me as your advisor if you would need any information about that process. There are academic standards within the program. So there is the expectation of maintaining a minimum cumulative GPA of 3.0 during your time in the program. And then we also have the ability to transfer credit. So UMBC's graduate school will allow a maximum of 6 graduate credits, or the equivalent of 2 courses of transfer credits. In order to do so, there has to be the consent of the program director, and it can only be accepted if there is an equivalency of the program, an equivalency of the course. So if you have completed a course in another program, and it is determined that based upon the syllabus that you provide and based upon the information provided, that it is in fact equivalent to a course that we provide, then that provides evidence to be able to then provide consent to the graduate school, allowing the transfer of that credit. So if that applies to you, please reach out to me via email, and I'd be happy to discuss that with you. So now moving on, how to apply. As you can see here, we have highlighted, just because it is approaching, we have international applications for fall, a deadline, and that is going to be on May 1st. For our domestic applicants, you have until August 1st for fall 2023. In order to apply, you apply via the UMBC Graduate School. As you can see here, that there is a link that will be provided to you to be able to complete and submit the application online. You will submit official college transcripts to the graduate school, and there is an application fee, $50 for online application, $70 for paper applications. Let's see, just a couple final notes as it relates to application requirements for all applicants. So you can expect, there's expectation of a bachelor's degree in information systems, computer engineering, computer science, health education, or a related field. A minimum undergraduate GPA of 3.0 on a 4.0 or 4.0 scale, or the equivalency, and we of course use the standards for the country of your degree. GRE scores are not required for admission. We ask for a resume or CV, and then a personal statement outlining the student's goals and expectations of the program. And this is extremely helpful because it allows us to be able to ensure that what you're looking for in a program, and making sure that this is going to be a good fit based upon what it is that you're looking for. And this should include a little bit of information about your background, qualifications, career experience, and any other information that you believe to be pertinent. Some additional information for our international applicants. We do have English proficiency scores. So as you can see posted here are the different scores to be aware of as it relates to the different proficiencies, the tests available. And then we'll also need 2 letters of recommendation to include with your application. All this information is also available on our website. So if you need to reference it, we have all of the current information is available there as well. I thank you so much for participating. I hope this information has been helpful to you. I wanted to provide you with the information here. If you have any questions about academics or a career, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. at the email above. And if you have any general administrative questions related to the application process, for example, you can contact our team at healthtech@umbc.edu. But for today's event, obviously, I'm now going to open it up to questions. And it looks like we have one from Roosevelt.
My background is that I already have a Master of Science degree.
Oh, excellent.
And now the thing is that I actually want to take my career in a different direction. I already have a Master of Science degree in biological sciences. I've worked for several years in the biotech industry, and I have begun to express an interest in working in public health. And I believe that this curriculum would enable me to do so using biotechnology, using the biotechnology curriculum that you have to offer. Yes. Also, I'm a veteran, and I am also serving in the Maryland Army National Guard. I'm a high-ranking officer. In addition to that, I might have to take a leave of absence because I'll have like annual training and you'll have the occasional deployment. So what steps would I need to take, since I already have a graduate degree, to make an effort to gain admission to the program?
No, thank you. That's very helpful. So in terms of being able to apply to the program, so you would go through that same through the same process, but certainly already having a master's degree under your belt will certainly be considered as part of the evaluation criteria. And then what I would recommend is certainly in terms of some of your questions related to leave of absence, I might recommend that maybe you and I connect maybe offline, and I'd be happy to share some information related to our policies that might be helpful in terms of your planning.
Understood. Thank you.
Of course. All right. I see a raised hand from Michael.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening.
It's actually evening in my part of the world, so I wanted to know if there will be a session for admitted students, and would there be any advice on how to make course selection and all? Thank you.
I am so sorry. The audio was a little difficult on my end. Is there a chance I could ask you to repeat that question one more time, Michael?
Hello? Is it okay now?
Yes. I can hear you now. Thank you so much.
Sure. I wanted to know if there'll be a session for admitted students.
Oh, yes, there sure will. Admitted students will have an orientation session prior to the start of their term.
Would there be advice on how to make their course selection, or we have to contact you one-on-one?
Oh, for course selection, I would actually recommend reaching out to the OPP Student Success Team. Christina, is there any chance I could ask you to put their email address into the chat?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate that. So, Michael, I would recommend reaching out to them first. It's kind of the first point of contact in terms of registration. And then if there's anything further, or if there's any additional permissions required for courses, they will connect with me at that point, and then you and I would go from there.
Are the courses open for registration for fall semester?
Yes, as let's see here. As a newly admitted student, you will not have access quite yet, but the student success team will be able to let you know when the schedule will be open for you and when your sections will be available.
Sure. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. All right, Stella.
Hello. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Yeah, this is Stella. I'm an international student from India. Hello.
Hello. Welcome.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. I have done my graduation from nursing, and then actually I have completed my master's in health administration also, ma'am. Healthcare and hospital management, MBA. I have done it here in India but now I just wanted to more improve my skills. Like when I'm working in here, so I have recognized many barriers which are more that need to be updated, which are related to IT. So I just wanted to with the presentation now, I'm very impressed with all the data that the thing which I wanted to learn is very opt to the thing which you have discussed. So I'm very interested. Yeah, so I'm very interested to apply to this to the professional studies in the health informatics, which is booming for as artificial intelligence and big data in the healthcare industry. So so ma'am, as I'm an international student, so to be honest, I all the requirements I have, but the only one thing is I got an 6.5 bands in my IELTS. So I just wanted to know, am I eligible to apply to the course, or how can it be?
Well, let's see. I will say that, first of all, our evaluation in general is holistic. So we do look at all aspects of the application. We look at the applicant as a whole. We do look at the English proficiency just because we want to make sure that to make sure that the student is going to be able to be to make sure that the information in the class is going to be able to be most supportive to the student.
Yeah,
And so, so with that, sometimes what I will often recommend to students, because we do accept Duolingo, is that if you've already taken your IELTS, say for example, but you think you might be able to get a better score that would make you more competitive, it might be worth retaking the Duolingo and submitting that at that point, and you're always welcome to do so.
Oh, thank you, ma'am. I got that. I already gave my IELTS, so I got the 6.5 bands. So I just wanted to know, so is that score will be acceptable? Can I apply now? Then, like, is there I think there is a chance that if my profile would be good, so that there is a chance of getting admission to me, right?
Yes, you are certainly welcome to apply.
Yeah, okay then. And one more thing is like, ma'am, can I get any fee waivers like that, any codes? Is there any chance?
I am not aware of any fee waivers. Christina, would you be able to speak to that?
Yes, I believe at this time we are unable to provide fee waivers.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
All right, thank you, Stella.
Yeah.
Oh, it looked like Priscilla, you had a question regarding whether a history of working in or with IT was necessary prior to application. That's a great question. No, not at all. In fact, actually, it's actually fairly often that we will have students who, whether they come from a clinical space or another space, who will enter the program where they themselves may not have actually had working experience in IT, and that this program is a great opportunity for them to be able to gain the skills and competencies necessary for them to be able to enter that space. So that is not an expectation in order to enter the program. You're very welcome.
I think my question has already been answered.
Oh, okay, wonderful. Sorry, I just saw your hand up. I just want to make sure you were taken care of.
Oh yeah. I wanted to ask another one. So
yes, of course.
that's the capstone project include any form of internship or in it, or has to be your personal thing?
I am so sorry. Can I ask you to repeat that one more time?
I'm saying the capstone project.
Mm-hmm.
Does it include any form of internship? Or has to be a person?
Oh,
the capstone.
Yes. So the capstone project is going to be a paper and a presentation.
Okay.
So with this, sometimes students will opt to actually take more of a research aim with this. We have had students who have opted to go through the IRB, for example, and actually develop surveys or and actually administer these, or have gone through focus group data collection, for example. Others have used this as an opportunity to do a systematic literature review, and then use this information to then develop a paper, and then perhaps use this as a proposal that they might want to use then moving forward in their career as they graduate from the program.
All right. Thank you very much.
Of course. Thank you. All right. Well, oh, I'm sorry. Please go ahead.
Yes, will you be forwarding us your point of contact information so that we can discuss opportunities with your program even further?
Absolutely. I will follow up right after today's session, and please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'd be happy to set up an appointment with you.
Thank you.
Of course. Well, I wanted to be respectful of everyone's time. So what I would like to do is formally close the session, but I will be here for a little bit longer if anybody has any questions they'd like to continue to discuss. But I'd like to take the time to thank you all so much for being here, for asking such great questions. Again, I will send my contact information right after today's session. And I do hope that you will all please reach out with any questions, and I hope to see your applications.
Thank you, Erin.
Thank you.
Thank you, Erin.
Thank you all.
I think Priscilla has asked the question about funding for international students.
Yes, we do have. What are the funding opportunities for international students?
So our program does not offer funding for students. Now we do have some resources available for scholarships and funding in general. In which case, I'd be happy to provide you with a link to that department. There we are. So I just posted a link to the chat. So this will lead to a UMBC's financial aid and scholarships group. This can be a great resource for being able to identify different funding opportunities that become available within the university. Oh, you're very welcome.
Well, I think it's we just have Priscilla and Michael with us here still. If there's any specific questions, otherwise, oh yes.
Yes, you as well, Priscilla. I look forward to communicating with you as well. I will follow up with that email. So once again, please don't hesitate to reach out to me either via email or if you'd like to set up a time to chat one-on-one, I'd be happy to do that as well. Thank you so much, Michael. I look forward to working with you as well. All right, everyone have a great evening.
Thank you, Erin. We'll close the session.
Sounds great. Thank you, Christina.